How you should spend your money in your 20s. Tip number 1, pay yourself first. This is for the investment for the goals that you have placed for yourself. Do you have any goals that you have in life? Your next home, your next car, your next vacation? It can be anything. For that, you need a huge sum of money. To accumulate that, you need to ensure that the buying power of that money is not reduced. So, in order to do that, you need to invest that money into investment instruments that give you at least equal returns as the country's inflation rate. Mind you, that the bank savings account will not give you this, so your money's buying power is essentially going down as time goes on. So make sure that you study and learn about things like mutual funds or index fund, which can give you good returns in the long term. If you don't have time to research all of these, talk to a good financial advisor and get these things sorted out as early as possible as you can. The earlier you start, the more the power of compounding will work in your favor. Tip number 2, know your needs. Now, the needs of the people in their 20s are fairly low as compared to their 30s or 40s. So use this to your advantage. Start saving more money. The needs can be food, shelter, transportation, healthcare, utilities, which are the most basic needs. You need to make sure that your electricity bill are paid, your phone bills are paid, which are one of the few most basic things. All those 20s who love going out to eat, I would like to advise that try to not order on Zomato and Swiggy every day for your food. I don't think that's a need, I feel that it's a want. So make sure that you're not ordering food from outside as much, as this is something that what I did and a lot of my friends did during college or early in their career when they started working. And so in short, the things that are required to stay alive, that is your needs. Tip number 3, have an emergency fund. This is one of the most crucial steps of all. You need at least 6 months of emergency fund which is accessible to you at any time. It should not be in an investments like fixed deposit where you can't have instant access. It should be things like your bank savings account or in liquid fund which you have instant access to it. This ensures that during a crisis, you would be able to support yourself and your family in case you lose your job. This will help you to get some time to look for another job and have a layer of safety when you are looking for another job, even when you already have one. There also can be different scenarios where you need money all of a sudden, like a medical expense. It is always very important to have an emergency fund. If you're a self-employed person, you need more than 6 months of emergency fund. If you have a job which is fairly stable, then 6 months of expense should be good enough. Tip number 4, don't lock up your money. This is one of the biggest mistake that I have seen people our age do, is dumping as much money possible in investment instruments that lock your money for a long period of time. You need to build up your liquid savings first and then think about locking in your money for the long term. Tip number 5, eliminate your bad debt. If you have any educational loans or any sort of debt that you own, whether it's a credit card debt, paying it off is your number 1 priority. Carrying a debt directly affects your ability to invest, and paying out interest rates like 10 or 15% is crazy on those debt. If you invest that money and it gives you 15% returns, that would make you happy. So if your interest rates on the loan are super low, like education loan in India might be as low as 5%, then you might take your time to pay, which might be a better option in case you are investing your money and getting a higher return somewhere else. Tip number 6, start investing. The earlier you start investing, the better. The reason is you might have learned this concept in the school days. It's called the compounding effect. The more you delay your investments, the less the compounding happen. So it is in your best interest to start as early as possible to increase your power of compounding, and it will help you to get more returns in the long term and help you to retire early or achieve FIRE, which stands for Financial Independence Retiring Early. You can learn about this by just searching FIRE, F-I-R-E, on the internet. Tip number 7, prioritize your financial goals. Saving money and building your money trees won't happen overnight. You need to understand that it is a journey. It takes time. For now, just write down your financial goals at this moment of time and understand that which bucket do they belong to. Is it in a short term or a long term? Once you do this, then you can easily formulate a plan to achieve that goal and start using your money in the right place and correctly. It is helpful to talk about your financial goals with someone who have already achieved them, like your parents. Tip number 8, hire a financial advisor so that you have a professional who is looking over your finance so that you can save as much as money as possible in the right way. Having a third person looking at your finances is good, as there will be zero bias involved, as there can be some bias in Indian parents, speaking from experience. At least hire someone once and take their advice if you like it or not. In the end, all the financial decisions that you will make are going to impact your life and no one else the most. So do what is good for you in the long run and have a financial advisor help you to achieve your financial goals. That's all for this video. I hope you learned about how you should spend your money in your 20s, and go pat yourself on the back and start implementing these. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more such content.